Welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us to discuss the Business Management Extended Essay. We'll start with an overview. So the Extended Essay in Business Management gives students an opportunity to carry out in-depth research in an area of personal interest relating to the Business Management course. The EE gives students an opportunity to develop research skills by reviewing key business theories, concepts and principles, as well as critically analysing their use and application in the business world, and their resultant impact on business activity. The EE requires the application of business management theories, tools and techniques to produce a coherent and structured analytical essay that effectively addresses the research question. So why should you choose to do an EE in business management? Students can choose a topic they've encountered during the diploma program in business management, or they may choose to investigate an issue outside of the scope of the course. So for example, business practices in a specific region or national context, or the practical application of the work of a particular business management theorist. Whatever you may choose, students need to focus their research firmly in acceptable business management theories and the use of core principles of business management as the basis of their research. Students are strongly advised to choose a topic that enables them to carry out research and apply business management theories and techniques in a real-world setting. That's really important. This setting may be an organisation, it could be an industry or a market in a particular region or country, or even globally. You may also consider large multinationals such as Amazon, Tesla and the likes, or you could choose to focus on a particular niche market or industry. Sources of ideas may include an interest in an issue raised in your class, aspects of a student's own personal experience, or even a current event. Research questions that do not allow a systematic and meaningful investigation using business management theories, concepts and principles are unlikely to be suitable in this case for your EE.
Next up, we'll talk about meeting deadlines and the importance of having a clear timeline for your business management extended essay. Now, you and your supervisor will meet regularly to talk about your research question, discuss anything about the literature that you may have questions in relation to, and of course, prepare for your final draft of the extended essay. At QAHS, we have a clear timeline and some internal deadlines that we need to be aware of and plan accordingly. You want to make sure, of course, that your final essay is of the best possible quality, so set those foundations early. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what is the key difference between an EE and an IA for business management, and understanding that difference is absolutely crucial. The HL internal assessment is based predominantly, and in some cases exclusively, on primary market research, whereas an extended essay must focus on the use of secondary data. A common question: can you use the same business for the EE as well as for your IA? Now, there's no specific rule against this, and it may certainly make sense for some students to do so, but academic integrity must be observed at all times. What the IB prohibits is what they call double dipping, to gain an unfair advantage, such as reusing market research conducted for the IA in your extended essay. If students do choose the same organisation for both forms of assessment, they need to ensure the following. The topics chosen for the investigation must be different. So if you've chosen marketing for your SLIA or finance for your HLIA, and a completely different focus for the extended essay must be observed. You could choose human resource management or operations management. In any case, students must avoid the same topic area. For example, investment appraisal or marketing mix, and using the same business organisation for their IA and EE. Next, we'll talk about the outline of your research. Now, we'll start with the title, and this needs to be fairly general and not phrased as a question. Students need to have a title which provides a broad overview of the topic being investigated for their business management EE. So for example, an inquiry into the growth strategy of Starbucks in India. Next, we need to talk about the research question, and this needs to be very focused and phrased as a question. So an example of this could include: to what extent has the strategic alliance between Tata Coffee and Starbucks been a success in Mumbai, India? Furthermore, in your introduction, students need to outline the reasons for their interest in the EE and the research question, convincing the examiner of why the topic or issue is worthy of study. For example, the student might have an interest in knowing whether the strategic alliance between Tata Coffee and Starbucks has increased sales in any way. Or it could be developing further market share in a highly competitive market in Mumbai. Alternatively, the student might have a parent or relative who works at Starbucks, so has a personal connection with the business organisation. The literature review. Now, students need to incorporate academic literature to integrate relevant business theories, concepts and tools throughout their essay. You're also looking to identify any gaps that may exist in the literature. The methodology. So in this section, students should outline the main methods of secondary research. They can also incorporate primary research methods, but only if these are fit for purpose in addressing the research question. There is no obligation to use any primary research. Students should outline the types of sources to be used, such as academic journals, newspapers, textbooks, documentaries, and internet websites. The analysis and evaluation. Now you need to make it evident throughout your essay that you're answering the research question. Relevant business theories, concepts, and data or information must be integrated in a logical and coherent manner. You need to develop a valid and persuasive argument in a clear and constructed way with awareness that there may be alternative viewpoints. The recommendations and conclusion. Now we're looking for critical thinkers, so students should indicate unresolved questions or new questions that have arisen from their studies, and this needs to be incorporated in your conclusion. Students should remember that a business management essay must be written in an objective style without personal bias. Conclusions should be derived from the evidence and not based on any preconceptions that the students may have. Let's talk about some example topics for your business management extended essay. We'll start off by mentioning the 5-year rule, so topics should not be historical. They should relate to business information, policies, outcomes, or even events that are no more than approximately 5 years old. Topics that are too retrospective, such as the following. What was the impact of the global financial crisis on unemployment in the United States from 2007 to 2010? Now this example is almost invariably going to become descriptive. Essays should not be based on future events or activities that are entirely speculative and unsupported. Now the examples on the screen hopefully give you a clear picture of what is considered to be broad and focused topics. We'll pick one of these, so certainly motivational techniques at XYZ Ltd is considered far too broad. We need to really focus in more so on an individual motivational theorist such as Herzberg. And we can see here the use of Herzberg's motivational theory in productivity improvements at XYZ Ltd is far more focused. I'll now talk about the research question and how to come up with a suitable research question for your business management EE. I'm sure you've got plenty of ideas already in relation to topics or potential questions that you'd like to address throughout your EE. On the screen you can see we've got a broad list of topics that are going to be refined into suitable research questions. Let's pick number 2 here. So an evaluation of the case for strengthening social responsibility practices at multinational XYZ can be refined further into the following research question. Should multinational XYZ strengthen its corporate social responsibility practices in the aftermath of Scandal X? Now this is considered a good RQ because it allows access to a wide range of sources and allows for the answer to be addressed within 4,000 words to meet the demands of the EE criteria. This also leads to interesting and engaging research that relates specifically to our business management IB subject. We can see the topic of interest for this particular student was corporate social responsibility. This question allows a solid investigation as opposed to a general description and allows for clear, unbiased conclusions to be drawn. The question is not hypothetical and is focused on a particular subject area. As I said, CSR was the chosen focus here. Now, choosing a research question that is made up of more than one question otherwise known as a double-barreled approach, is unlikely to result in a successful essay. So for example, this is not recommended. Does company X practice corporate social responsibility behaviours? And if so, how does it help the firm to increase its revenue? Now, the answer to your research question should not be evident. There must be scope to research the question and weave together an argument that is not obvious from the outset. There should be opportunity for analysis, so your topic chosen should provide opportunity for some critical analysis of the information that has been gathered by the student. Students should avoid topics that depend entirely on summarising secondary data, as this tends to lead to an essay that is essentially a narrative or descriptive in nature. Restricting the scope of the essay is necessary to ensure a clear focus and will also provide opportunities for demonstrating detailed understanding of the business, as well as critically analysing the business as well. Let's check out some of the suitable tools, techniques and theories as part of your business management extended essay. On the left hand side of the screen you can see that there's a variety of different tools and techniques that we've discussed as part of the IB Business Management course to date. On the right hand side we can see we've got a variety of different tools and techniques that extend well beyond our business syllabus, but it is expected as part of your EE that you are discussing key theorists outside of the scope of your course. Let's look at Mayo's human relation theory as an example. Now, Mayo was an Australian psychologist, and his findings in relation to the Hawthorne effect were instrumental in changing workforce planning and personal management. The recruitment process started to look at people's attitudes and personalities rather than just their educational background and skills. Businesses began to see value in establishing constructive teams and organising social events, realising that staff enjoyed interacting with other colleagues. However, Mayo also accepted that teamwork can be obstructive and unproductive at times, so suggested that managers should encourage and oversee team spirit. So to succeed with your business management extended essay, it is strongly encouraged that you do investigate some of the key theorists that exist beyond our course. To finalise this presentation, I'd like to thank you for considering business management as an extended essay option for you. If you'd like some further information, you can always check out the MyQA page that's been set up with all the links here on this on the screen right now. Or you can chat to our friendly team here at QAHS, who will give you plenty of information about extended essays. All the best.